ICE and this regime are telling us that they are arresting violent gang members, criminals who are committing violent crimes, who are a threat to us American citizens. That's why they need to spend tens of billions of dollars more of our tax money. That's why they need to have masked men who won't identify themselves roll up in our neighborhoods and snatch people off the street. That's why they need to have ICE coming into schools and churches and hospitals. That they need to pull back the rights of due process because they are protecting us, the American people, from these terrible violent criminals. So we need to just accept what's happening because it's for our own good. That's what the Trump regime is telling us. That's what ICE is telling us. Then why is it that all of the video footage that I see day after day, week after week of these ICE raids, of these arrests, of these people being snatched off the street, are mothers, are children, are teenagers, are people who are following all of the legal processes to get their green cards, people who have their green cards, people who have permanent resident status, of students on visas, of people who have filed for asylum. All of the people in that video from San Antonio, they're trying to do all of the right things to be here legally. They were showing up to their court hearings only to have the judges cancel them. And then the minute they step outside the courthouse, ICE snatches them. They're trying to follow the law. These are regular, everyday people that dad said that he had little children at home. These aren't violent criminals and gang members. These are decent human beings who are just trying to peaceably live their lives, work their jobs, pay their taxes, raise their children in America. These are our neighbors. ICE in Massachusetts this week snatched a high schooler, and they later admitted he's definitely not a gang member. He hasn't done anything wrong, other than potentially he's undocumented. A high school student who was on the way to volleyball practice was snatched up by ICE. But then the ICE director of Massachusetts got on the news and tried to say that Massachusetts citizens should be turning in their neighbors, and then ICE wouldn't have to conduct these raids. They wouldn't have to come into our neighborhoods if we would just turn on our neighbors. He also tried to claim that they are overwhelmingly arresting violent thugs and criminals. He's using the same talking point from this regime. That's not what's happening. These are decent human beings. Where is our compassion? Where is our, sense of human decency? I don't know how any of those ICE agents in that clip I just showed you can do their jobs and sleep at night. I understand that's the banality of evil, that they are perfectly fine doing that. They probably think they are clearing the streets of violent thugs and criminals. They're so desensitized to what they're doing that I guess it doesn't bother them that much, but I could barely get through watching that clip. So many of the people we've seen in the news lately, including the woman who was snatched by ICE outside of the courthouse in Portland, Oregon this week, are people who are here, who have filed for asylum. It's not safe for them to return home. They are here because they are seeking asylum. They are following all of the legal processes to be here. The woman at the beginning of that video said, I don't want to die in Honduras over and over again. Like, these people are here seeking asylum. They're coming to America because they face brutality and death back in their home countries. On the Statue of Liberty, give me your tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Who are we as Americans that so many people are so desensitized that they can watch that video and be like, well, they shouldn't have come to this country illegally. First of all, you don't know anything about their immigration status. You don't know anything about the processes they have been working through in the courts. It takes years and years and years to get a green card. And also, your immigration status doesn't even matter because this regime admits that they are sending American citizen children out of this country. They are expelling American citizens from this country because their parents are immigrants, in a clear violation of their constitutional rights. I don't know how anybody can watch this and your reaction is not just absolute outrage.